Alright y'all, I'm Lucas and today I've got a quick video for y'all on NXT Deadline. Working on a longer narrative video I'm trying to crank out this week, but I thought NXT Deadline deserved to be talked about. I normally don't review the NXT pay-per-views or premium live events, but I thought, heck, I watched it. No more pay-per-views this year, so let's give it a shot. So this is my NXT Deadline 2023 review. A show opened with Shawn Michaels in the ring, and then boom, CM Punk's music hits, and out comes Punk. WWE is clearly showing off their new toy, showing off their new Ferrari, some might say, or old Ferraris, getting up there in age, putting them on all their shows and getting that cheap pop and the cheap clicks. And I'm all here for it. We're here to make money, like Punk said, so I totally understand that. And I can see them continuing to do this. Do I think CM Punk is signing with NXT? Absolutely not. It was just there to kind of feel the crowd a little bit, get a cheap pop, but I liked it. It did seem a little rushed, like it was very last minute. He said he had good news and bad news and really didn't discuss either. Kind of just his music hit and he was gone. The start of the show overall seemed a little rushed. From a production standpoint, music was hitting at weird times after matches, especially with that CM Punk moment, and after the women's Iron Survivor match, just kind of a weird musical cues. I don't know if somebody in the sound box was a little off that night. It improved towards the end of the show, though. The first match of the night, though, was my boy, Dirty Dominic Mysterio against Dragon Lee, and unfortunately for Dom, he fell short and lost his North American title for the second time, and I don't think he's going to get this one back again in under a week. I could be wrong. I assume there will be a rematch of some kind. He did not have Rhea with him, no Judgment Day interference. I think they're going to kind of play into that with his story. The match was okay. It was not the best work from either of these two guys, but it was solid. Good to see Dragon Lee getting a push, getting some gold around his waist, and a win because he just lost twice to Santos Escobar on the main roster. So good to see him get his props. He's great. Again, not their best work in the ring, but it was cool seeing Rey Mysterio on commentary and try to contain his excitement for both of these guys. One of them, his own son, really making a name for themselves in the industry. So I liked the match. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Up next, we had the women's Iron Survivor match, and I had never seen an Iron Survivor match before. Like I said, I'm pretty new to watching NXT and whatnot, so I didn't catch it last year. But it was really fun. It's fast-paced, 25-minute time limit. It kind of flows. The beginning is a little slow, but then once the other girls get into the ring and pinfalls start happening. Blair Davenport, congratulations to her. She ended up winning. I really only was super familiar with Tiffany Stratton going into this match, who is totally ready for the main roster, in my opinion. But I thought Lash Legend had a good showing for herself. I thought she might win. The crowd felt more behind her. But good for Blair. Hopefully they do something fun with the Women's NXT Championship. But overall, I'd give this match a 7.2 out of 10, sure. The next match was Alexis King versus Carmelo Hayes. And this is where the night really took off for me. This was an awesome match. They both really put it all out hit there. I thought this was the best for Alexis King. I hate that name. I don't know. It just sounds terrible to me, but he should just be Brian Pillman Jr. But I get it. It's his character. They had a solid match. It turns out that Alexis King just set this all up so he could get a pay-per-view match with a established star, because they have that building animosity between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, which is really interesting. Only been catching it recently, but I'm enjoying that storyline from what I've seen. And they do a good job explaining that to those who don't watch NXT every week. Ultimately, I'd give this match an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. Both guys looked great, and I can't wait to see what they do with Carmelo and Trick's story next. Next up was the men's Iron Survivor match, and this match was pretty epic, start to finish. Trick Williams, Dijak, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bate. Ultimately, I thought that Trick should be the one to win, and towards the end, it didn't look like he was going to do it. He had no falls. They did a great job at timing everything in this match. It came down to the last second with Trick getting the knee off on Breaker and getting that final pinfall for the victory. It was really awesome. Everyone looked great in this match. Everyone got great spots. Everyone came out looking strong. Braun Breaker, my God, get this guy in the main roster soon. He's great on NXT, and like he says, he's been carrying the show. I don't think he's been carrying, but he is awesome. When he came out and hit the 3 spears and got 3 falls right away, really, really cool. Makes him look like just a total annihilator. I love that. Can't wait to see what they do with him. And congratulations to Trick for getting that title shot at New Year's Evil. I expect there'll be some shenanigans, maybe with Carmelo setting up a feud for them, probably going into Stand and Deliver before Mania. So loved this match. This was my favorite match of the night easily. I'd give this match like a 9, maybe a little 9.2. Sure, why not? Not much rhyme or reason to my ratings, but it's just how I feel in the moment. Up next was the steel cage match between Kiana James and Roxanne Perez. And I thought this was a really solid steel cage match. I wasn't really expecting much, but they lived up to it. They made great use of the cage, slamming each other into it. It was hard hitting. You could feel the animosity between the two, so I felt like they did a really good job at selling this idea that these two girls hate each other. So enjoyed that. The finish, though, I didn't love. It is what it is. I guess they're setting up more feuds and whatnot. I also still don't like how you can just leave the cage with the door open. I think the door should be chained, and you should have to escape to the top if you want to escape. But it is what it is. Overall, I'd give this match like a 7.8 out of 10. Final match of the night, Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin. I've really liked what I've seen from Ilya Dragunov. His matches with Gunther or Walter at the time were really solid on NXT UK. I've gone back and watched a few of those. He's great in the ring. He sells like nobody's business. He'll be a great main star one day on the main roster, but right now I think he's in the perfect place being the champion in NXT, and this match only elevated that. Solid match start to finish. Baron's doing a great job of being this kind of like conceited heel on NXT. A lot of people think, well, myself included, Baron Corbin's run in the WWE on the main roster kind of fell flat, so I think he's really getting his groove back in NXT, so enjoying seeing that, and good for him. Ultimately, Ilya gets the win as he should have. Awesome finish with just yelling at him and hitting him with those A-bombs and the Moscow Express or whatever that move is called. So really cool finish. Not either their best matches, especially Ilya, but his No Mercy match with Carmelo I thought was better for sure. But still a good title defense and builds his title reign up, facing an established contender. So overall, I'd give this match an 8.2 out of 10. So that is my NXT Deadline review as the ring picks up. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'll wrap it up. I do have a narrative style video coming out on a recent returning star, as well as some other stuff along the way. So if you like this, like the other stuff I'm doing, check them out, like, subscribe, do the whole 9 yards, and have a great day. Bye-bye.